I'm really strange in the fact that I don't like attention as myself, but like it's fun to like work with people and become someone else and be on a stage and telling stories, I guess.
Poetry is a big thing for our students, and so we have several of them coming up to speak, and she started performing.
And apparently I made up a beautiful poem. Nobody can remember what it was, and on my way back to my chair, I fell down.
Everybody thought it was part of the show.
They thought it was really funny because they thought I did it on purpose.
And then it wasn't part of the show.
She didn't move. I was waiting for her to get up, and she didn't.
They knew something was wrong because I was like gasping for breath.
And then all of a sudden, after about 5 minutes, no pulse.
I got a phone call from one of the teachers here that knew me and said, look, Ellie's had a fainting spell. And I said, is she coherent? And he goes, no. We've called emergency crew.
She started doing compressions, and then I started mouth to mouth.
When I got here, you see these faces in the parking lot.
I don't know if somebody moved me this way and said, we got this, but...
Yeah, me too.
I stepped through the door as they were beginning to shock her for the first time. All I could do was stand in the corner and gasp and whimper. There's the center of your universe.
I mean, I almost died.
They shocked her 3 times in front of me.
Actually, I technically did die twice.
They got a pulse finally, and you're riding in this ambulance and you're trying to hear over the siren and everything, that pulse.
I was blissfully unaware at that point the seriousness.
And it becomes more and more obvious at just how catastrophic this is.
I got to him, and he did not have the ability to communicate with me.
I had to tell her that a little girl was dying.
I think I went from she's just passed out to she might not be with us still, because her brain levels were really, really low.
The doctor in Petersburg had actually been trained in the art of protocol.
They found out that putting the brain into hypothermic conditions can save it from being damaged.
And they actually started flowing in ice IVs and packing her in ice.
Life Evac immediately was there, and they went through their process of evaluating her. And then we were on that aircraft to VCU.
Ellie had a very strong chain of survival already by the time she had gotten to us for her post-arrest care. It's very important for us to focus not only on the patient at that time, but on their family.
I got the feeling then, by talking to her, that if this person is this calm and collected about it, it must be good stuff.
I don't think we allowed ourselves to think that it wasn't going to work out.
You're one of the lucky ones. Your child is still over there, whether they're in some comatose state or not. There's still hope.
At that time, they couldn't really tell us what she would be like on the other side.
I didn't have any brain waves for a good 2 days. I was in an induced coma.
And he spoke, and her brain wave moved. And she had just been these little waves, and she spiked. And I was like, say that again, talk again. She recognized his voice.
I'll have little flashbacks like that and stuff, or like there'll be like snippets of conversation in my dreams that I'm like, I couldn't have made that up.
She realized she had something on her finger, and then when we took it off, we got the I love you sign. That was when we knew she was in there. It was the best day ever.
I know everything that happened because of what friends have told me. And they drew me this big poster, and it was 2 giraffes, and they made a heart together. And it was signed by everyone in my school.
It's been so hard to tell that anything's ever happened, and it can only be attributed to the art of protocol.
Our kid's life is the outcome.
It's a gene that is known to cause this electrical problem and cause cardiac arrest. We were able to change her medicines so that we have a much, much better chance of preventing her from having another cardiac arrest.
When it came back and says, you know, your daughter does have a genetic mutation of the cells around her heart. You don't hear that, but it's relief in that you have a reason for what went on.
And now when people ask me, like, how's your heart? I just give them a whole science lesson. This is where my pacemaker is. It's there for, like, if anything goes wrong, it'll shock me back into rhythm. For the first couple of months, I would see that scar and feel really sick. I had homecoming, and I had picked out this, like, strapless dress with sparkles, and that was, like, the first time I was like, I gotta own this. It's my friend, and I feel like I've taken my body back. It's mine now.
We know what we have to do to continue her care, and she will always be cared for by the VCU doctors.
Having a life-changing experience be this tragic event that other people were a part of and saw happen that changes them too, it was really embarrassing to think, my body just decided to do this really strange thing in front of everyone. Here you go.
You don't expect this to happen to a 16-year-old.
No.
But we were ready.
Yeah, we were ready.
If it had not gone the way it did, I would have left this world without doing a lot of things that I wanted to do. And I'd say a good 80% of those things were things that I just didn't do because I told myself I couldn't. If there's something that I do want to do, I give it a try, and I feel like I'm really living.
Everything we have here forward with my daughter's a gift.
There's so many people that were like, you have a huge mission in life because you survived through this. Like, obviously you're meant to do great things. And I think that I've found that in doing stuff like this, where I can help raise awareness. Every month I get texts from people who have gone out and learned CPR because of me. And because I've kind of owned this now.